What's poppin', y'all? This is Deidre with One Shot Game, man. You already know how the motto go. You get one shot at life, but a lifetime to learn all the game you need to help improve your life. The choice is yours on which route you choose to take. Now, as I always say, you get two choices: the ability to faithfully settle with the life that has been set out for you, or the ability to pave a path towards your destiny. That choice is also up to you. So before I get into the title of my video, I want to say a big shout out to all my supporters. You guys are great. And even the ones behind the scenes, I see y'all too. So listen, I'm going to make this video real quick before I go get me something to eat. You know what I'm saying? And it is on the ability to understand that as humans, we have been misaligned and not understanding truly how energy works. And oftentimes it gets us into a state of mind where we don't want to rock with nobody. We don't want to be cool with nobody. But again, humans run the planet. Humans make everything that is sustaining in the planet. Without humans using their brains to make the things in the world, there wouldn't be anything in the world. You know what I'm saying? So again, you just have to realize the truth behind how energy actually works. Because oftentimes people who don't understand it and use it for their own gratification will twist it up to fit their cold, dark reality. And they'll align people to move in a direction that cripples everything. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody is just moving in this same direction that promotes darkness instead of the ability to understand that if I love myself enough to correct what I do, I can also impact the energy that I receive into my life, that'll uplift me instead of drain me. And I'm just saying that to say I had an experience with someone, right? Oftentimes I'm the type of person like I could see through the layers. All the parts of you, the mask that you wear, everything that you pretend to be when you step out into this cold world. You know what I'm saying? And I get it. Oftentimes people do it as a layer of protection. You know what I'm saying? But really, to actually see a person for real is only because I worked on myself enough to not be scared as fuck what anybody got to say about me being myself. You know what I'm saying? So when I see that in someone and I truly like try to vibe with them and have a conversation with them on me being able to truly see them, what happens is they take my energy that I give them of deeply actually caring about their emotions. And because they've been taught to seek out people like that and use their energy to be able to fuel the darkness, they never really fully are able to actually take a good-hearted person serious, simply because they were made and taught to target people like that so that it can function in their reality, right? So I had an experience where I was going through that with someone, you know what I'm saying? And because they were too consumed into their darkness, you know, of not being able to truly go into the depths of their soul and change themselves due to, you know what I'm saying, let's just be real, family conditioning. You know what I'm saying? Those are the first set of people that are supposed to teach you how to be yourself, so that you can be able to make it in whatever cold world it is. But if there are people that play in darkness and they fuel darkness, they also fuel that in you too. You know what I'm saying? So again, a lot of times people will take you having a good heart and truly seeing them for who they are and take that energy and go right back and give it to the same people that's projecting darkness onto them. You know what I'm saying? And you got to think about it. These people oftentimes are so comfortable with these people, they end up telling them their whole life story, right? For whatever reason, you're just a foreign object to them. Actually, it's not foreign to them. They've been trained to take advantage of you. They've been trained to destroy you, to target you. So they don't take you serious. You know what I'm saying? They can't even understand how come they feel depressed, but when they talk to you, all of a sudden they feel energized, right? Because they go back and give that energy to the people that do the very same thing. And oftentimes your energy that you put out into the world is just based off the energy you've studied in whatever karmic family you grew up in. And a lot of these karmic covenant groups are so self-sufficient on operating a certain way, it is not intended for you to break out, right? So again, these people have so much of a dedication to their families, you know what I'm saying, that they don't know how to break away and form their own identity, right? So they use your energy of basically being genuine and true, and they've been taught to destroy that, to target that, right? So they go back and give it to the people that they claim love them so much, you know what I'm saying? But it is not until those people actually wake up into who they are that they start to distance themselves from you, because they're starting to realize the type of person that you are. You're only targeting the ones that act just like you. But when they wake up, you feel me, they no longer are acceptable to that behavior. So now they distance themselves from you, and now you feel like a fool because the very same people that tricked you into operating that way are now turning on you. And listen, I see it all the time. As soon as you leave, they talking about you. They throwing you under the bus. You feel me? They telling all your secrets to everybody. They chit-chatting between each other. They making you feel like the scum of the earth that you already felt, but you couldn't see it because you were so blind and tricked to actually fall for what these people were teaching you that you couldn't wake up to a motherfucking real one. You feel me? Because you thought it was all a gimmick. You thought it was all a trick. You thought it was all a finesse. Listen, and only reason why I'm at a stage in my life where I could talk about this is because I own who I am. No matter what spiritual battle I was facing, I never switched up. I never changed. I continue to be me. I don't care what type of spiritual battle they flicked on me. You can't change me. This is me. This is who I am. And I'm going to accept it. But what it taught me is that the battle only gets more intense. And it levels up with what it studies and knows about you. So you have to continue to fight. Every day is a fight once you wake up to who you truly are. You know what I'm saying? That is just what comes with it. Because now you're awoken to being able to see the world for real, instead of only seeing it as the illusion of how you've been taught. You know what I'm saying? But it just amazes me how people don't even realize you can actually form your own identity and wake up and create the life you want once you start, you know what I'm saying, looking inside you and thinking for a second that maybe the people you trusted, you know what I'm saying, are leading you in a wrong direction because of their pain and hurt. You know what I'm saying? And they're making it to where you don't wake up to who you are because they never got the chance to wake up to who they are. Listen, and it doesn't mean you hate those people. You still love them with everything you got, but you know that if they don't change and grow, their energy is going to be the reason why you don't blossom. You know what I'm saying? Period. And listen, you got to think about it in a different way. Sometimes they don't separate themselves from you because they woke up. Sometimes they separate themselves from you because you're waking up to who you are and you're not engaging in that. And they're basically been taught to go against anyone who doesn't engage in the family business. You know what I'm saying? Listen, it's complicated, but it's real. But energy is really complicated if you don't understand it. And that just means if you don't understand yourself and you don't understand what in your life drags you down and you don't fix it, you're going to allow that energy to come in. You know what I'm saying? And it's going to come in any way that it can. From anybody that's, you feel me, you have a weakness to, you're close to, anything that is your weaknesses or your vices or things you just haven't grown a resistance to. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is. Now, again, I see the main enticing thing that nobody is really resistant to is money. Niggas will do anything for it. That they know that energy coming from that money will have you doing backflips. You know what I'm saying? So they entice it to you however they can. Doesn't mean they're good for you. Doesn't mean they want the best for you. They just know they can get you to do whatever for a couple dollars. You know what I'm saying? That shit is crazy, insane. You don't got no morals, no decency, no self-respect, no boundaries, no nothing. You just jump for a couple dollars. You feel me? It's crazy, it's insane, but it's the truth. And it's just the ability to understand that the world is energy. Everything in it is energy. Everything that you want to include to be in your life means you have to align yourself with it. Because it's all energy. You can't get certain things. You can't grow. You can't move ahead if you do not remove the old energy that's keeping you stuck. That's just how it is. And listen, I'm telling you right now, a lot of the energy that you've been programmed to be used to is what you've been taught. And just because you were taught that, again, doesn't mean it was the right way. Open your brain up a little bit to be understanding of the fact that you can learn different things to improve who you are from anywhere. And I'm going to just use this as an example. When I got my my second job at Six Flags, right? When we would come to work, they would write like the shifts and the break times in military time. you know, and I didn't know how to read military time. So the manager there, you know what I'm saying? By the way, her name was Connie. I'm gonna announce her name because she was really cool. You know what I'm saying? I told her I didn't know how to count it. I didn't know how to read it. And she taught me an easy, effective way to understand military time. Now I know how to read it as well as write it. You know what I'm saying? And this didn't come from a person of my culture. You know what I'm saying? Because maybe they feel as if they don't know military time. Why teach you it so you can get ahead? Like, you just got to really think about it. But at the same time, my love for my culture don't change. You know what I'm saying? I picture myself actually being married to a beautiful black woman. I don't care. But one that has done the healing. Because I'm not against y'all. I'm actually for y'all. I'm the motherfucking truth. And if people would actually wake up to the illusion they've been in, they will be able to see that instead of playing this competition game. You know what I'm saying? Because this competition game of who know what and who getting further ahead is what's going to keep people stuck. You know what I'm saying? So again, that example taught me that it's okay to get wisdom and information from people that haven't yet learned that. It's not to be in competition. It's just because I didn't know it. So I'm going to work every day, and she's putting military time on the schedules, and I don't know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So I need to know this so I can be able to read it. Simple as that. You know what I'm saying? So again, realizing and understanding that being able to read energy is the ability to understand yourself, to know what's good for you, what's not good for you, to know what educates and fuels you, to know what you should entertain, to know what you should detach from, and that helps you exceed and grow. But the main thing that'll keep you trapped in certain energy and not being able to understand it for yourself is the people that are still in this not understanding energy, and for whatever reason they're attracted to something inside of you that sees you growing, and they automatically put it in their mind as competition instead of trying to understand. So it stops and impacts their growth. You get me? It's crazy and complicated, but it's the truth. And a lot of times that's what stops us. And when you have to fully detach from someone due to you being able to see them for real, it's kind of like, listen, I seen you. You were once me. You couldn't understand. But you decided to keep entertaining. You feel me? Because of you being so warped into that energy. You know what I'm saying? So, again, by the time a person catch on to what you've been saying, you done already moved ahead of them. And they still have lessons to learn to even be able to get where you're at. And if you double back, you feel me? You're going to be holding yourself back because, again, they still have some areas where they need to break free from. You cannot do that because oftentimes these people are still not changing. They're just waking up to maybe something that they probably need to change. Doesn't mean they're going to change. You know what I'm saying? They just always thought their system would work. And now they're seeing a glitch in it and they don't know what to do. It's causing them to go insane. It's causing them to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So again, realizing and understanding the truth behind the alchemy of energy is so very important. A lot of times you have to detach to your unhealthy attachments to things that you've been taught to be attached to formulate a plan on your growth. And oftentimes that means you have to detach yourself away from the very people that taught you how to act and receive in that way. You know what I'm saying? And that is what I think holds a lot of people back. But then, like I said, depending on, you feel me, your family, other people's families, the people you surround yourself with, if you figure out a way to detach from that energy, it subconsciously wakes them up in a way where it wouldn't have been able to be done if the person in the family who absorbs the darkness never woke up to who they are. But it's a process. It's a journey. It's not going to be easy. It's extremely difficult. You know what I'm saying? But you have to be willing to know and understand that if you want better for you, yourself, your siblings, your family, you have to be willing to ride on that journey and take the steps necessary to weed out everything that has been keeping everybody trapped. Sometimes you can, you feel me, form a bond with them. Sometimes you can't. It just is what it is. But again, when you give a person a chance and you truly see who they are for real, it's up to you to know when to pull back, to know that this is a trick. that I'm being finessed into, or is this person really here to change? But again, I also feel like if a person detached from you in the beginning stages of your growth and you formulating a plan to make a better way for yourself and your family, they were never for you. You know what I'm saying? And the growth they will be too stagnant to even catch up to you. You know what I'm saying? So it's up to you to really know yourself, to know what you're getting into. I forgive everybody. I don't got no bad ties with nobody, but I cannot allow a person that's not growing to come into my life. Words are charming. You can say anything with charming words, but I believe behavior and actions, and they speak loud. And when you feel some type of way about somebody, or you going through something in your life, that's when you tend to speak the truth about how you really feel about a person. You can't lie behind that. So again, knowing and realizing and understanding, sometimes it takes for you to formulate a bubble around yourself to be able to understand you, so you can know what to detach from and or stay connected to. You know what I'm saying? You can learn wisdom from anyone. You know what I'm saying? But people who really are into the same method of understanding as me is willing to give anybody any information to help them grow. For instance, she didn't have to tell me how to understand military time. She could have been like, I use it for me, and if you don't know it, you don't know it. Ask somebody. But the fact that she took the time to show me how to read it and understand it means she's open for everybody to grow. Big shout out to Connie. I don't know if she work at Six Flags now. You know what I'm saying? She probably don't. But again, I appreciate that, because it's no competition in the mindset. It's, listen, we all trying to be out here trying to figure it out together. So since you don't know, let me help you, because this is how I write it. And I'm the manager, and that's how I write, how I do the breaks and schedules. Okay, cool. I'm willing. I'm open. Just show me so I can know. You know what I'm saying? Listen, and a lot of us have been stopped from thinking that way, because it's if I tell you something that you don't know, but I know, you're going to get ahead of me. It's not supposed to be like that. You're telling me something I don't know that you might know to help me make life a little easier. You know what I'm saying? For me, I'm human trying to figure it out too. You know what I'm saying? So again, be wise in understanding that understanding energy is a difficult process. But if you're willing to be open-minded, you know what I'm saying, you can have a better reception to it instead of being totally blocked. There are so many things that people are against. They're not open-minded to. They try to push away simply because you've been taught how to be against those things, instead of learning how to accept that energy into a world that's constantly evolving every single day. Change is inevitable. It's just the way the world operates. Just because you're behind or slow doesn't mean the world's going to stop. If you want to be understanding and accepting to what is happening, you have to have an open mind. And that means being aware of what is currently being accepted into the world now. You know, same-sex marriages and couples are being more accepted now. Doesn't mean you got to hate them or dislike them, but due to your condition, you're not open-minded. They're here. They're not going nowhere, and they're blossoming. You know what I'm saying? And oftentimes, those people know exactly what it feels like to be blocked from just wanting to be yourself. So be mindful, understanding the essence behind realizing energy is something that helps people be accepted, instead of listening to people who have been using it to guide us in the wrong way due to their deceptive, dark background. There's a totally difference between the two. So listen, if you don't know what it is, I just told you. Please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe.